You can hear me. Great. Awesome. So anyway, welcome. I'm really happy to be with you here today on, I believe, the 29th at 5:30-ish. And today's meditation, I left up to you to choose. And it was almost an even split, but a few more people chose a meditation for easing chronic pain. And so that's what I'm going to do today. But because enough people also wanted a releasing meditation, I'll do that next time at the next Facebook Live. But again, welcome. Again, I'm really happy to be here with you. And what I would like to do is just to invite you to settle in for the next 15, 20 minutes. I don't think it will be longer than that, maybe half an hour tops. I know most people are at home with someone else or maybe several other people, and it may be a little bit hard to have privacy. So one option is to invite them to join us. And another option is just to ask for about a half an hour of quiet. So you can settle in and get comfortable and allow your mind to do what it's actually meant to do, which is to help you regulate and find a place of ease and balance. It's pretty amazing, but true. And so I posted a little while ago that if you had a chance, it would be good to have a glass of water so that you could re-alert even more easily when we're done. Not mandatory. And same thing with having a pen and paper nearby, just in case there's anything you'd like to jot down, but certainly you can also just keep in mind that if you need to afterwards, you can jot down anything that's particularly important for you. Okay. So without further ado, I will say, as you know, this isn't medical advice. It's not meant to take the place of anything else you're doing for chronic pain or even just for pain you're having right now. But this mind-body practice can help you to ease discomfort and create a greater sense of well-being and balance. And the more you do things like this, it's like strength training a muscle. The easier and more rapidly you'll be able to become comfortable. Okay. So you're welcome to find yourself seated if that feels right to you, and if not, you're welcome to lie down if that feels better. And even if you doze off a little bit, that's actually just fine. The way positive suggestions like these work and this kind of imagery is that you don't need to pay strict attention for them to have a beneficial effect. There's this part of you, this wise, unconscious part of you that's working behind the scenes all of the time. And actually, once you give it permission to take in suggestions for your greatest benefit, it will do so. And it will actually change the imagery that I say as it needs to be most right for you. Okay. So with that in mind, you may want to make sure that you silence the ringer on your phone just for a little bit, or the close out your email for just a little while. And I want you to keep in mind that pain is kind of an interesting experience because ideally it's important and helpful, because at its best it's designed to help you be extra aware, to take extra care to protect any part of you that needs time to heal. And the thing with chronic pain is that it's pain that no longer has a purpose. And in fact, sometimes chronic pain develops without any sort of observable injury. But your mind is very powerful. And so this meditation, I'm hoping, will help you use your mind's innate abilities to recenter, so you can make that shift and enhance relaxation, make a shift towards increased comfort and set aside worry. allow your brain to filter out whatever has felt weighty or bothersome, and this can be emotions as well. And filter in, just allow in very selectively whatever helps you feel more and more at ease and balanced. And if you like, you can allow your eyes to just softly focus or even gently close. Just trust your own innate wisdom to guide you throughout this process. And we'll work with your mind's tendency to think of things, including bodily discomfort, in symbolic ways. And it's at that symbolic level that we will seek to create an important shift. So in a few minutes, I'll direct you to observe your pain or discomfort from what feels like a safe distance, just the right amount. And to that end, you'll note things like its color, or its texture, its temperature, any sounds associated with it. And to some people, this might sound a little bit strange if you haven't thought about discomfort in that way. But actually, again, our minds tend to look at things very symbolically. And if anything feels like it's requiring too much energy or effort, that's okay. Just let it go and let your awareness stay with your breathing, which is going to be the gateway to relaxation. So we can help you find a way to turn down the volume on what you need to and amplify feelings of greater ease. And in the mind, because all things are possible, again, if your mind wanders, that's completely fine. My voice might even start to fade off into the distance. And that's actually a really good thing. But again, just trust your wisest self to note what's useful and take it in the way that is best for you. Terrific. So, beginning with your breathing, the gateway to greater ease, you can begin by noticing on each inhalation how your lower abdomen can just expand outward, taking in more oxygen. And with each exhalation, you can feel as your belly relaxes back. You can do this at your own pace. Just letting your awareness begin with an intention to take in your breathing. Just like you were observing anything else. From a place of interest and curiosity, so that most of your awareness starts out with your breathing. And kind of by default, anything else can actually become part of the periphery. So any noises in your home or outside, any thoughts on your to-do list, you don't need to do anything with them. You can just imagine them like clouds in the sky or people walking by in the distance, or perhaps something going on outside your window, and your attention can be right here. And just notice, now that you've been breathing for a few moments, how very naturally your heart rate probably has started to settle down and slow down a little bit. And perhaps you're feeling or noticing a softening of your muscles, even in your face and neck. Shoulders dropping. There's no need to actually do anything. The doing is in the letting. What a wonderful thing that is. It's finding your own rhythm. Whatever it is right now, it's exactly right for you in this moment. And now, still with part of your awareness on your breathing, you can allow another part of your awareness to find somewhere in your body that feels comfortable, or maybe just neutral. And a lot of times we don't even notice these parts of ourselves that feel just fine when other parts are demanding a lot of attention. But you can allow that part of you, whatever it is, and it might be something as simple and something as unlikely to normally capture your attention as the tip of your nose or the lobe of an ear. Or perhaps the feeling of one hand gently resting in the other. I don't know, and it really doesn't matter. Just notice what comes to mind. And as you observe with part of your awareness this feeling of neutrality and ease, or even perhaps a pleasant sensation of some sort, I want you to allow your breathing to help amplify that feeling. And sometimes what you may notice is that as you do this, that your mind will observe this feeling of comfort or neutrality as something like light, or it may take on a shape or an essence of its own. Just again, imagine that expanding and becoming more vibrant, pleasantly flowing wherever it's needed, just trusting that it does so. Again, feeling how as you engage in relaxation, your body responds very naturally. You may even notice that your feet or your hands become pleasantly a little bit warmer as your blood vessels relax, bringing more oxygenated blood to your periphery. It's just a sign of relaxation and ease. And as you allow this ease to grow and just flow wherever it's needed, you can shift on yet another part of your awareness to some aspect of your body that has felt less than comfortable. Now, this may feel like it's something that's more diffuse or more localized, I don't know. But just allow yourself with this other third of your awareness to take that in from a place of safe distance and easy detachment and curiosity. And if you were to notice that this area or type of discomfort had a texture or a temperature or a shape or a color or a sound, just notice what that might be. And again, not forcing, just allowing. And if nothing comes to mind, that's completely fine. Let your awareness stay purely with the feelings of comfort and your breathing. But if you notice that this discomfort has a particular shape or texture or temperature or some quality to it that identifies it as such, allow yourself to imagine or to know what it is that would have to happen to create a greater sense of ease in that place of discomfort. And there's no one right answer. It's very individual. And it might feel like if your pain has felt hot, that naturally the remedy would feel cool, like water, or like a cool breeze. Or it may feel like any rough textures can become smooth. Or any harsh sounds can become softer, more melodious, or just quieter. So just notice what your particular remedy, that thing, that change, that would result in a greater sense of ease. How would you recognize that? And again, in the mind, all things are possible. So you can let go of any need to make anything logical. Your mind is really limitless. And so you can go with that tonight and embrace that. Just notice what would shift your inner landscape for you. For some people, it might be that areas that have felt tight or constricted, you can imagine them loosening and creating more space. And whether that's like knots loosening or a piece of crumpled paper opening up, and again creating a greater sense of spaciousness. It might be that areas of density feel more particulate, like there's more space between each molecule. That things just feel lighter. And for some people, it might be that the remedy feels more spiritual, like an angelic light, just infusing every cell. There's no one right way. It's whatever works for you. Your wisest mind always knows what's most helpful. And you can notice also any emotions that have felt very tied to whatever has felt difficult or challenging. It can be difficult sometimes to separate what's going on in our bodies from our feelings about what's going on in our bodies, and yet they're not the same. And so as you allow your breath and your intention and your wisest self to be healing in whatever way that's meant to be for you, you can imagine also a shift in these emotions. And it may feel that they too become more and more particulate, create more and more space, or that there's something else about them that shifts in just the right way. It might feel like whatever has felt weighty is something that you can put in a giant balloon and just send off into the distance. You can let your wisest self guide you, as always. Because now that you're creating space for it, it's going to be easier and easier for you both to work together for your greater good. Amazing, but true. You might even find that it's most helpful for you to imagine a numbered dial in front of you. And as you dial down the numbers on any discomfort, any worry or suffering, that very automatically you can enhance feelings of comfort and ease. And now with your very natural and comfortable and healing breath, you can imagine breathing in emotions that feel healing, and that can create a powerful shift. And if that feels a little bit difficult, you can just imagine what it would feel like to imagine breathing in emotions like compassion and kindness. What it would feel like to bathe every cell of your body and mind in kindness. Loving kindness for whoever and wherever you are in this very moment. Even if there are things you'd like to change. Perhaps breathing them into your heart center, or letting that feeling flow throughout, again, your entire body, mind. So just notice how that feels. And I'm not sure if your particular journey to greater comfort and well-being will be gradual or more rapid, something you notice in this moment or more in the next, or gradually over the coming several days or weeks. You can just trust your wisest self to do this in the right way for you. Again, just like strengthening a muscle. So that in the coming days and weeks, you can be pleasantly surprised and delighted to feel more and more at home in your body. Your most steadfast companion. So you can do the things you really want and need to do. Finding the right balance between doing and allowing, between moving and pacing, and resting. And so in the coming days and weeks, as your sense of comfort and well-being increases, you can be, again, delighted and pleasantly surprised to notice as your sleep improves and becomes more restorative as well. Another really important component of increasing comfort and creating a sense of ease and feeling at home in the body that you have. And you can take with you from tonight whatever is helpful, and you can leave anything else behind. And you can trust your wisest self to know what's what and to do what is most helpful for you. Okay, so now we can begin our journey once again back to the present moment, but feeling very comfortable and at ease, just more alert, more grounded in your body, but still peaceful. You can do this now by letting your awareness in its entirety focus on your breathing. Each cycle of breath now waking up your body and mind, becoming more aware of your feet on the floor, your body in the chair or the couch or your bed or wherever you found yourself. Anchoring your awareness very pleasantly in the gift of the present. It's where all change happens. It's where you shape your future. It's all taking place in the now. And if you feel the urge to stretch or shift, please feel free to do so and just take some time before getting up. Just again, feeling really anchored in your body, and you can do that by moving, stretching, or yawning, taking some sips of water if you have them. If you have a glass of water near you. And what I would recommend is if there's anything that you noticed about your body's own wisdom And what would be most helpful for you, both to shift or to let go of? Or what imagery would feel most healing? Take a few moments and write that down. And because imagery tends to be more effective the more you use it, I'll post this later on tonight. And please feel free to use this particular recording or whatever meditative or guided imagery tools you have that you enjoy and that feel helpful to you. But I want to thank you again for joining me tonight. It's been my honor and pleasure. And I wish you all the very best now and always.